I get it.
Oh,
Okay.
because I'm calling this.
Yeah. Okay. What we talking about today without our TV?
Yeah, so we're talking about
We got jacked.
yeah, we got jacked. We got
Yeah.
robbed. Yeah.
Thank you, Pod Daddy, for stealing our TV. But hey, it's for good use for a trade
Yeah.
show. So hey.
Yeah. I was actually originally we were scheduled to have Pod Daddy in this episode. So then I was just gonna have you call him out for stealing the TV, but
Nice.
he is working on a van.
Next
so
time.
it will be next time. But today we are talking about our relationship with Ford,
Mhm.
our certifications, and
Mhm.
basically why do those certifications matter? So things like QVM and RVIA, like why does that matter to the consumer, the people who are looking to purchase a van?
Comfort in decision making. I think that's probably the biggest part of the topic. These vans that we build, they're in all different price ranges, but they're six figures. They're not cheap. Especially when you get to the higher end. I mean, you want to be confident in your decision, right? So you want to feel really good about the company that you're working with. And the way I look at it, and I also talk to owners, like we had a service in yesterday, and he was an owner that he's from California, and talking with him, we were talking about, because he was talking about how he has a live model, potential, move model in the future, and he's like every time he goes, I want to hold out almost sometimes for that next option you guys release, because
I've heard that from a lot of people.
Because I'm all for it. He's like, but I had to get in, and he goes, I'm so happy I did when I did, and I jumped in. But talking with him, it really came back to, well, why us? There's a lot of van builders out there, so why us?
Yeah.
And so much of it for him boiled down to the confidence in what he was doing, and making a decision. The van that he got and willing to get, talking kind of through it with him. It's like owners are investing in Vandoit. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
You are investing in the future of Vandoit when you buy a van from us. There is margin, there's profit, there's all those things when you buy a van. That's hopefully what it generates. Why is it generating that? It's to further our product, is to further, our design, is to further the growth of Vandoit. So it is an investment. If you're an owner, you want us to survive because we fully back our units. You want us here. And that is why all of our certifications, everything, are so important, and particularly our relationship with Ford. When we started working with Ford, it was pre my time. It was back in the big Klein van leasing days. And, Brent, my father-in-law, he had those amazing relationships with Ford back then in a different facet, as a different way. But, we've always felt that relationship there. Well, whenever the Vandoit, I guess I should say, I was going to say camper van, but, just when Vandoit came to life, we needed to determine what we wanted to do. And we wanted to stay dedicated to Ford with those relationships. And talking with them in the very beginning days, it was a matter of, hey, we're going to commit to you. And they've always known us from the past. And so getting certification, getting pool account, getting all those things you have to do to be direct, they're not easy to do. I'll tell you, I had to lock myself in a room for, 6 months to go through all the FMVSS, like rules, regulations, what we were doing, what was required. And going through all that, though, we passed with flying colors. We continue to, and that's with QVM, the QVM program with Ford. And
for those who don't know, QVM stands for Qualified Vehicle Modifier.
There you go. Yep. Thank you, Haley.
Just make sure
yep,
everybody knows.
So
we throw it around pretty casually because we're like, yeah, that, and just making sure.
No, you're right. And it's basically a process where they come in, they look at our build, they confirm our build, look at all the safety regulations and everything. And what it is they're vetting us to back us.
Yeah.
They have to feel confident. They have to feel confident that we're a builder that's going to keep a good reputation for Ford. Is really one way to put it best.
Yeah.
And, ever since the very beginning, they've always been extremely confident in what we do. we have an amazing relationship because we are very open with us with them in the partnership, and just talking with them, working through things, working through the transit trail, working through
Mhm.
lift kits and just what can we do, wheels, tires, just working through all the things that you see on our transits. We've worked through all that really with them in the context of backing us, and they've always continued to be very confident, and that's why you know I cherish those relationships because they make us better. QVM and Ford, along with RVIA and all of our
Mhm.
road safety, regulations, they make us better. They make us think about the end user a lot more than maybe we would if we didn't have them.
Mhm.
Um, but if you put it to another turn, it's also comes back to again your investment.
Mhm.
You're the owner of the vehicle when it pulls out of here. You need to invest in something you feel confident in,
Yeah.
and that is what I would say. If you talk to majority of our owners, I would hope. I would just say I would hope, and please comment below. But I would hope that they would say that they're confident in us. It's not that we don't have mess ups. It's not that we don't have to do things that we don't want to do.
Yeah.
Meaning,
And things are imperfect. We're
yeah,
imperfect. Like,
they're human built and they're human made. But it's more about the structure and the business that's behind it to
Mhm.
take care of you when things hit the fan. And Ford knows that too.
Mhm.
And our relationship's strong because anything that has come up, we've always tackled it. Whenever they had a concern, we tackled it. We talked it out. We figured
Mhm.
it out. And it's for the end user. It's all about that. You know, I explain to a lot of people that it's an investment that you're doing into Vandoit when you purchase. Yes,
Mhm.
yes, you're buying, but it's an investment. The second part of it is I truly believe also that Vandoit is a service business. I think we are providing a service to people
Yeah.
to get them on the road, help change lives,
Mhm.
do those things. What we're doing with commercial. We're a vehicle, yes, but we're really providing a service.
Mhm.
Just is how I see it. I go
Yeah.
back to how my dad, and my mom both, how they always built their businesses. They built it off of simply taking care of people the best way they knew how.
Yeah.
Um, you're never going to know the absolute best way. You can only just continually do it as good as you believe you can. And that's what we kind of alluded to, which is, yeah, like there's things we have to do, but we're going to make sure that at the end of the day, the decision we're making is best for the customer. Yesterday, with the new move model, I'm just kind of throwing this out there, it's just transparent. We've made a lot of changes with the move, just rev change after rev change,
Mhm.
and I've put a lot of pressure on the team. But they've been doing amazing with just continually not just saying it's good enough now.
Mhm.
To be honest with you, they're better than me at it. They want it right. They
Mhm.
want it right for the future, and they want it right now.
Yeah.
Um, and I firmly believe it. I want that. We have that mindset, and yesterday, no matter how hard it was, I needed to call a customer and just tell them we're not ready to send you with your van. Could it be built? Yes. Could it be done? Yes.
Mhm.
Is it going to be what we actually want it to be? No. Mainly because it's just so close.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we just wanted the paycheck, we would just push it out the door. But
Yeah.
that's not what we do, because I want to be pushing vans out the door 5 years from now. You as an owner, you want me to, want
Mhm.
this company to build vans 5 years from now.
Yeah.
It's what you really want. And sometimes it's just tough because, we're not perfect. But that's just where you got to be confident in your decision making.
Mhm.
And, Ford has been very confident in us. Our other partners have been very confident in us because we've built that relationship. And so go back to any other podcast video series that we've done. Go back to anything you've heard me talk about, the buy video on our website. It's all about give us the opportunity. And really what I mean is give us an opportunity for us to give you a chance to show you who we are.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah.
kind of what it boils down to.
Yeah.
And Ford gave us a chance, I guess is the one way you can put it.
Mhm.
yes, business, bottom line, we bought a lot of vans.
Yeah.
Ton of vans from them. But they also just realized that they can be confident in us. And, because they're not in here every day. They can come in, periodically check in, and they can just be confident that, hey, you guys are just doing it the way it should be done in this industry.
And that's why opportunities like the Transit Trail come up,
absolutely.
For us.
Yep.
Like, that's why it's presented to us is for that reason. So I think everything you've said so far just points to, from a customer standpoint, something that's like tangible that you can like latch onto, like those certifications. Like, obviously the Transit Trail was a huge release and that was like a lot of buzz for everybody, but even just like looking beyond like, oh, it's a brand new model, it's super cool. Maybe people who hadn't seen our builds before, saw it because of that. But the more you think about it, why would a company as big as Ford, want to reach out to somebody like us if they hadn't heard of us before? If the customer is just scrolling and they're like, oh, well, there's got to be something about this company, So that's another reason why it's like so important. One thing I want to touch on, I don't know how we are time wise, but is the longevity of it. So you mentioned like, we want to be making vans 5+ years from now, but also thinking about like even the units we started with. I mean, we still have 2017s that are, in inventory that are perfectly usable. Like, yeah, the design might be a little different, but it's not a dead van, it's still like, it has a lot of life in it. And, even, what year is Isaac's van? So Pod Daddy is Isaac.
Yeah.
He just bought that
2016, maybe.
Yeah. It's a 2016 low roof, just like a prototype, thing that you guys built. But even that, like, it's given a whole new life. So, however you want to touch on that, like with those certifications, how that helps. And then also just like how we build our product for it to last a long time.
Yeah. It comes back to the original design and approach. It comes back to, I think our vans have a lot of longevity because we don't build with wood. We build with materials that don't break, don't grow mold. All the different things we've talked about and all the different reasons. But also, I think it's the approach to our just design and process in general, to where we change things that we see as issues very quickly. And if you go back to the very beginning, we've always built the unit to have longevity. And I think that's the biggest thing. And I think that's a reason why Ford was very confident in us with moving us through very quickly to become, a part of QVM.
Yeah.
Because they saw that. We saw it, but, that's always like a level of, hey, well, let's always do better. But yeah, when it comes to longevity, yes, the designs change. Yes, the components change out. And yes, we do advance our product over time. Like, we are advancing our product.
Yeah.
Constantly. And
too much for marketing to keep up sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we have a year-end goal for that.
Yeah.
But
it's a good problem to have.
Yes, but if you take out the advancements and you break it back down, absolutely. We do have older vans, and I will say a lot of times it's by how the customer used it. You abuse something, it won't last.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You abuse something, it will break. Trust me, I can break about anything.
That's usually the test.
Yes.
Does it work from Jared?
Yes.
And then how far can I push it?
Yes, which means typically throwing it.
Well, not the van. We're not throwing
no,
the van.
But basically everything in the van's probably been thrown. So,
crash tested.
Fall test, fall test, throw test. Yeah, crash test against the floor. But no, it does, like, being QVM, being RVIA means we're in the NADA book, which means we have values. So lending and options and things like that, like, our product does hold an amazing value because it does last.
Yeah.
And, if you look at the original Go model, it is a version of the Live. And so it's not that we started with something archaic that was so crazy different. No, we really have never veered far away from where we started.
Yeah.
The move model is the biggest variable we've ever done. Just going to cargo, going to a completely different style, all materials, everything. It's an overhaul. But the Live and the Do's, they go back to the very, very beginning design. I think I talked about that in like the first video,
first or second,
maybe second. But no, when it comes to values, and the value of a customer having confidence in the product. When you buy units from us, they're certified, meaning they come with a warranty. So it's usually it's 3 years, 36,000 from us, no matter age and year. And so, that's again,
It's not normal for
no, not
camper
at all.
vans.
So yeah, so if you buy a 2017 unit from us, it gets 3 year, 36,000 mile warranty from our side of things. We also do include a third party warranty for the chassis, and so it's again trying to instill that confidence that hey, we are here to back our product.
Yeah,
and we do it every day. And we can do it because of the design and the units that we build. When we recertify these units, absolutely. I mean, I will tell you the recertification process is very expensive, because it's brakes, rotors, it's all the chassis. It's if there's any wear and tear under the knee side. I mean, I'll tell you, there's some probably 2016, 2017s that we have that probably run just as good or not better than brand new vans because it's been fully rebuilt. Everything's broke in. It's super cool, I guess is one way to put it. So, but no, it's again, it comes back to confidence and just giving people, 1,000+ vans on the road. It's kind of proof is in the pudding. It's kind of a matter of,
I don't know where that phrase came from.
I don't know.
It's so funny.
but it's really cool to see people commit and then giving us the opportunity for us to show you that we're going to commit back to you.
Yeah.
It's just not a one-way street.
Yeah.
So we're going to do everything we can to take care of you. It doesn't mean we're going to be fast. Doesn't mean, it's going to be what makes the most sense to you. But I promise you, this team's trying to take care of you.
Yeah. Yeah. In the end, life is hard. We're trying to make adventuring a little easier on you so you can deal with the rest of the stuff and not have to worry about your van.
Absolutely. So
sweet. Was that 20?
Still got 3 minutes.
Wow.
Maybe we end early this time. That's a new one.
We have that never I feel like that was like really well rounded too.
Yeah.
And we were just like
All right, let's call it. Let's call it did.
Yeah, no, this is just
I want to say that we finished ahead of time for once. Yes. Don't know if that's good or not, but hey, it's awesome.
Actually,